G'day everyone! Welcome to another Tag Tuesday. Like I said last week, a part of the series that was never supposed to happen, which I guess are the best ones. I don't know. Basically, I'm doing exactly what I did last week with the Alice DigiStamp. This is the Millie DigiStamp. I called her Millie because she's Millie the model. And she's basically another one of those DigiStamps that's a great jumping off point where she's got half a bodice. So if you want to add a mermaid tail on, that's super simple. And a great way to customize this. But also you can add her legs on, which is what I've done in this tag. And this is another video where I just show you that the one DigiStamp can be reinterpreted a ton of different ways. And I'm going to show you 5 ways that I've done it this time. And these all have little quotes that go with them. A lot of this I was just working intuitively and had no idea what I was going to do as I was doing it, which is scary, but also fun. I have used this DigiStamp a ton of different times, and some of my other videos I quickly flip through some old journals or some butterfly books that I'm working on, and she pops up everywhere because when I did it, when I created DigiStamp, I do the drawings and then I photocopy them a million times just to make adjustments before I even put them through the computer processing part. And I don't like to throw away all those photocopies because it's a waste of paper and ink and time. So I like to reinterpret them as I'm working with them. So a lot of the old, what people I guess would consider like the test prints, I'll actually use and create something with them and then stick them in a journal. And then it's really great to have all those as examples of how to use the tag before I've even released it. So these are all new, and I've printed these Millie DigiStamps 5 different sizes. They're all printed on American Crafts cardstock. So I know last week I used some of the photocopy prints, the prints that I did, not the prints that I did, the photocopies that I did as I was creating it and as I was testing it out. I used some of those, so some of them were created on copy paper. And I don't know if I mentioned last week that it's absolutely fine to use copy paper. If I'm going to sell something, obviously I wouldn't encourage people to do it on copy paper because then we're talking about the longevity of the artwork. So while I was saying it was really great to use copy paper to practice and for stuff in your art journal and stuff that's just for you, if you are thinking about selling any of your artworks, you might want to invest in some good quality paper and also products as well. A lot of the stuff that we use can be quite expensive, and I think people don't really understand that it's made to an archival quality, which, I mean, not everything is, but stuff that you're looking to sell, you want to invest in that just so that if people have it on display, you know, the sun's not going to fade it away, and, you know, what was once a really bright rainbow now looks like, you know, a Korean nail salon poster. So that's why we do invest in expensive products, because you're looking at the longevity of the product at that point, and that's if you're going to sell it. But obviously, if you're just creating for fun and for play, go for gold. Use printer copy paper, use Crayola crayons, just get your life and use whatever you want, because it's playtime and it's not so serious. This technique I'm doing right here, I didn't even explain the last tag. I'll explain this one quickly and then I'll talk about that. This technique here, I'm actually just using this pen and loosely tracing over all the lines that are there. That's a really fun thing I like to do if I want something to look sketchy, especially this DigiStamp, because it's quite bold and, for lack of a better term, plain with the line work. There's some nice line weight to it, but sometimes I like it just to look really sketchy because it's more forgiving when you're adding a lot of stuff or you're reinterpreting the stamp to have a few sketch lines there. You let the eye kind of wander and settle on the most obvious lines. So yeah, that basically I run over it, and I don't try to stay close to the line. I literally just loosen up my wrist and just run over where the lines were. So yeah, the tag before, the only thing I really wanted to say is one of my favorite new things to do, which is not super new, but I like to do washi tape cityscapes. They're so easy. Who knew, right? You just lay all the washi tape down in a vertical pattern or however you want to lay it down, and then you can just draw the little antennas on top, and it's an instant cityscape. So that's really fun for me, and I'm loving doing that, and there's about 1 million cityscapes in my journals right now. So yeah, also if you use the Jane Davenport journal tape, the white, you can use that on a black page of your journal or something like a dark page, and then if you just draw little squares in it or like windows, it's literally a cityscape, and like kind of abstract cityscape. So I love that, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. Maybe all of these tags have washi? I can't remember. Probably. The washi tape was out, and you know I can't help myself. This is coffee first, talk later. And I hadn't had my coffee yet, so that's how this quote got on there. The last quote, I think, was put on your highest pair of heels and paint the town red, because the city was red washi. I know, I'm just so clever. Jeez, it's when I watch the video that I just see, like, I think I've been so clever, but I just did the most obvious thing I could think of. So please be kind in the comments. You are really kind in the comments. I always read them, and if I don't get back to them, I'm so sorry. It's like, I mean, who knew, right? It's a lot of work to do these videos, manage an online store and a Facebook group, and I try to keep on top of it as best I can, but I mean, it takes hours to learn these skills and create new stuff, so sometimes my focus is that, and then sometimes my focus is catching up on comments. Sometimes my focus is solely on doing the videos, because it's like a lot of time in editing. I used to make videos for fun, and now that I'm doing it, you know, it's still fun. I'm still doing it for fun and to build a channel and to help people learn stuff, but now that I'm doing it and there's a bit of a pressure on it, I feel like it's a lot harder. And there's also a lot of expectation too, that your voiceover will be good, and that, you know, the angle will be right, and that people can see what you're doing, and the quality's good enough for people to see. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and I guess I didn't really research all that before I started. But I'm learning it. Don't worry. I'm committed to learning. If there's anything you still need me to work on, or if you still want me to consider, just let me know in the comments below. I think I figured out the speed thing. I went back and watched some of my old videos, and that... Well, who was I kidding? They were so quick. They were like 4 hours work, sped up into about 20 seconds. So I think the speed's better at this rate. You can see what I'm doing. Oh look, you can see how I'm pausing because I don't even know what I'm doing. No, that pause was about lettering. I'm actually not super confident with my lettering. It's getting better, but it's just because I'm trying not to be so planned out and careful, but it's not something that comes very naturally to me. Like the composition of lettering and the styles of it, it's not something I practice often. I'm usually drawing faces and women and fairies and mermaids. I'm not usually practicing my alphabet, so that's something I really want to work on. But here my quote is more, which is one of my mantras. I add way too much, and I've got to learn to just accept it and love it, because there's no way I can change it. I keep thinking, oh, this is simple and I'm done. I won't add any more. And look at me, I'm going for it. Trying to add more lines. But yeah, more is more, basically. I said it. I gotta stick with it now. This is this one. This is a Mother Nature one. Don't ask me how she became Mother Nature, I have no idea. But what I love to do with this DigiStamp is add clothes and like fashion, I guess. Because to me she was more of a fashion figure base. Obviously a little stylized, because this is not how I would draw fashion figures, but I wanted her to work nicely with, in people's journals. For people that didn't want anything so, you know, my fashion illustration's a little vicious and a little angular and a little thin. So I don't think it's for everyone. I love it, but I wanted this to be a little more inviting for people to put in their journals. So I still like to use her as a base for my fashion stuff. And you can see, like, I've just gone over the whole thing, you know, showing a complete disregard for the lines that were down there, and just adding a coat over the top. And I'm not precious about how specific it is and the proportions. I wanted to have this huge oversized coat. There goes that pen again, flooding. I'm just trying to use it till the end, because it cost money, so I don't want to throw it away. But I'm so annoyed that it keeps leaking. The Posca paint pen is still my favorite for a thin, opaque white paint pen. But yeah, so I'm just adding fashion on top and clothes, and it's kind of abstract. Abstract's not really the right word. It's like a suggestion of a coat. Does it look like a real coat? No. Is it the right proportions? Absolutely not. But it works. When your eye looks at something, it takes the picture in, it takes the whole image in at once. And I think when people look at this straight away, they see, oh, okay, you know, pretty girl in orange shirt and blue coat with a wreath sticking out of her head. Well, that's what I see when I look at it. What do you guys see? I had some tree washi tape, so I wanted to create a little abstract forest for her. If you like any of these ideas and you and want to use them in your journal, I just say go for it. I know some people are like really worried about not feeling like they've copied anyone or not feeling like they've stolen an idea, and I'm just here to tell you, I literally don't care. If this is about learning for you guys, I mean, I'm not gonna come in and say like, you need to give me credit for that, or you need to say where you picked that up from, because to be honest, I've learnt it from somewhere. Everything in art is derivative, and everything in art journaling is kind of like art, so it's derivative. And all the ideas are there for you to take and to learn from. So I'm absolutely not fussed at all if you want to make those washi tape, forest, tree things, or if you want to like literally put that DigiStamp in that orange shirt and that blue coat, I say go for it. Whatever helps you learn. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Here I'm taking a long time to figure out what I want to do, and I changed it as I was doing it. So, but I like what she turned out as in the end. A lot of this stuff here is just play time. It's still me learning, using my my markers with a different paper that I might never have used before, using a new paint marker, because heaven knows I can't stop myself from buying new ones. Any excuse to use washi tape, because I've got so much at this point and I still want more. But yeah, so the video is the same as it was last week, that one DigiStamp, 5 different ways. She's available in my Etsy store, so if you want to pick her up, go for it. If you've already got her, also a fun thing you can do is, these are PDF files, so they're a transparent layer. If you've got Photoshop, you can literally manipulate the size of this. So if you want to shorten her and change her proportions, you can just do that in Photoshop. I can't even begin to explain how to do it because I'm not really that proficient in like teaching about Photoshop. I know how I've tricked it out for myself, but I don't think that's the best way to do it. So yeah, go and look at a tutorial if you need to figure it out. But yeah, feel free to play with them, and you can even color them in Photoshop and print them out colored. You know that little paint bucket tool? You can you know, paint them, like fill in the block of color and print them out. I've done that with some DigiStamps before when I was when I wanted to see what that would look like, and it totally worked. So yeah, use them as a base, put them in as they are if you want, journal inside the body, journal outside the body, stick it down in a collage and give her some big wings and make her a fairy. This is stuff that I would do. But yeah, I just want you to be encouraged to find new ways to use your stuff, and don't be afraid to fail, because we all do, and you'll never know what you like until you've tried it. Which I think was one of the quotes that I wrote on these tags. Not specifically that, but one of the quotes was like, do the most, be extra, be ultra, like try it all, at least then you can say you've done it, which I think is so true. You can't sit there and say like, oh, I can't do that, if you haven't really, you know, sat down and tried to do it and put your best effort in and done it over and over and over again. Like, people think that this just happened for me in a year. I've been drawing since I was a little boy, so, and mermaids since I was a little boy, so there's practice in there. Everyone needs practice, and I'm still going with my practice because there's still so much I want to learn and so much I need to learn. But at this point, I'm happy to share with you guys my successes and failures, and I'm really having a blast having you along for the journey. It's fun to share, and it's fun to get other people's perspectives, and it's fun to know what people like and what people want to do for themselves. If I can help someone do something and encourage them to have a nice playtime and relax in their journal, I want to do it. Alright, I'm going to show you the close-ups. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye!